Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, what's going on, Dre? Looks like you're the first one in here. Let me just do a really quick mic check here and make sure I'm using the right mic. Let's see, audio. Let's see, default mic. I'm gonna switch this. Stereo Yeti. Yeah. Okay. You see. Let me do that one more time. Okay, I apologize if my screen just went boom. I've never adjusted the microphone while I am live. Let me just fix my speaker here and then I will jump in. I'm not going to be on long. I've been sitting at this computer all day, but I had to come on and give some reaction to Michigan's 27-24 victory over the USC Trojans. All right. So on that note, let me make sure I can see myself on YouTube and then I will jump in, say some things, give some reaction, and then I will hop off. All right, there is the live icon. So I am live. There is an ad. Whoever comes in, for however long you come in, please smash that like button and also consider subscribing to the channel. I will see you on the other side of the intro. Go Blue. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Big Discussions 76 Sports. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar. I am the content creator on this channel. I am a proud Michigan alum, and I am a supporter of our Michigan athletics. In this case, our Michigan football. Dre Ellerby, what's going on? So, go Blue. And yeah, Michigan just defeated the USC, the University of Southern California Trojans. Man, it still feels weird to have them in the Big Ten, but they are in the Big Ten. Dre Ellerby, did you go to the game? Were you there in the big house for the game? Let me know. Let me know whatever you think there in the chat. So, yeah. So you like that? I like what? USC being in the Big Ten, or is that a Kirk Cousins? You like that? You like that? All right, everybody. I'm not going to be on long. I've been in front of this computer all day working on something. But hey, how about that win? Michigan just defeated the USC Trojans 27-24 in the big house. I think there were several keys to this game. I think obviously a big key was the quarterback change. That was huge because while Alex Orji does not have the Joe Montana pro style arm that Davis Warren has, the big thing was Alex Orji was protecting the ball. Okay, during this game, and I didn't take any notes during this game. During this game, we did not have to worry about balls being carelessly thrown up in the air. We did not have to worry about balls being just thrown for no reason. Or we didn't have to worry about panic in the pocket. And so while Davis Warren gives you that nice Joe Montana, Aaron Rodgers pro style ball, Davis Warren didn't give the other things. He didn't give the ball security. He didn't give the reading through the progressions that most quarterbacks, that most of the great quarterbacks do. Davis Warren didn't give any poise in the pocket. And Davis Warren, while he had some mobility, he didn't give that mobility, that threat of mobility that Alex Orji gave. Please smash that like button, everybody. Please also consider subscribing to the channel if you are not subscribed. Let's see. I see the Snowman is Snowman. See, don't come in here talking trash, man. You were talking trash about Harbaugh when you were on my show. Don't come in here talking trash now. No, you can talk trash. I'm a jungle clone. You can talk smack there in the chat if you want. All right. I'm not going to be on for an hour unless Coach Antoine shows up. But a big thing was the quarterback change. Okay. And even we saw stretches where Alex connected on some short passes. He didn't go vertical. He didn't go Al Davis vertical, but he connected on some short passes and he protected the ball. And I think that's the big thing that we saw today, because if Davis Warren played, Davis Warren would have gotten those happy feet. Colston Loveland was out, so his favorite target was gone. So Davis Warren probably would have threw a couple of picks. That would have given Miller Moss and the offense the ball several more times than what they had. And this score probably looks a lot different with Davis Warren in there. That's what I'm trying to say. Snowman, we agree here. Davis Warren. I'm going to read a few comments here because you guys are making good comments. Aside from Snowman, you saying that Michigan got lucky. All right. Let's see. I'll start with this one, Dre. He says, Dre Ellerby says, got to give this new staff and players time. Everybody, please smash that like button if you haven't. Snowman says, Michigan got real lucky. You know what, Snowman? Snowman, you'll like this reference. In a way, you're right, especially with the Kenneth Grant turnover and then reverse turnover. That turnover could have cost Michigan the game. When Kenneth Grant picked up that fumble from Miller Moss, and then the USC player ripped it back. To me, that was like a Leon Lett. Snowman, you still out there? That to me, that was like a Leon Lett Dallas Cowboy type of thing where, dude, how could you do that? But Kenneth Grant is still one of my favorite Michigan players. He might be my favorite all-time Michigan defensive player for chasing down Katron Allen last year in the Penn State game. So Snowman, in a way, maybe you're right. Please smash that like button if you haven't. So the quarterback change was huge, if for no other reason than ball security. Ball security. You got to protect that ball. You can't turn it over once, much less 2 to 3 times. I'm looking at you, Davis Warren. Okay, Donovan did something uncharacteristic and he got it ripped. Okay, that could have cost us the game. Well, cost them the game. I didn't play the game. That could have cost them the game. So that was, yeah. So Snowman, in a way, you're right. Okay, but that's why you have to play the game. And so you had the quarterback change. Khalil Mullings should get the MVP for this game, in my opinion. Okay, because Khalil Mullings, everybody, that's our identity right there. Okay, Michigan is still a run first team. So you protect the ball and you run the ball and you hand it to Khalil Mullings early and often, and you hand it to him as many times during the game as you can hand it to him. Move Donovan Edwards out to the slot, maybe give him an additional carry, but move him out to the slot, make him a passing make him a receiving threat for the opposing defense, and establish your run game and your offense around Khalil Mullings. Okay, I don't think Sharon Moore and Kirk Campbell I don't think it's up for debate anymore. That's our bell cow. That's our main horse right there. And Khalil Mullings single-handedly lifted Michigan to this victory today. In my opinion, let me know what you guys think there in the chat. Now, the other thing is, I think Wink called fewer blitzes today, fewer all-out blitzes. So the defense played a huge role in this victory today. When I looked at the defense and what the levels were doing, it looked to me like he was rushing 4, and he was getting good pressure on Miller Moss with the 4 linemen, and he was dropping the other guys back. And I think that was a key to this game as well. Will Johnson, before he went out, I don't know what happened to him, but he got the pick six. That was huge. But I think the ball security, Khalil Mullings running the ball, and getting all that pressure on Miller Moss, I think that's what led to today's victory. It could have slipped away with those two fumbles, the Kenneth Grant return turnover, and then when Donovan fumbled the ball there in the backfield or in the line, I think that could have cost us the game there. But it was the ball security with Orji, the running by Khalil Mullings, and then I think the defense played a great game today, in my opinion. I'm going to read some more of your comments here, and then I'll look at the statistics, and then I'll probably wrap this up because I have to go get something to eat. I haven't eaten all day. Let's see. Abdul Gaines is here, our super fan and our former Michigan fan there. Okay. Agree, Snowman. Davis Warren does not need to see the field again. I agree wholeheartedly. Smashed. Okay, the like button was smashed. I appreciate that. Snowman said, it's all right, my man. I love you. I love you much and love your work. Okay. Abdul Gaines is here. Yep. Abdul says RIP to Raheem Gaines. Abdul Gaines lost his twin earlier this season. He was a Buckeye fan, but Abdul, I acknowledged Raheem in the dedications of my book, and I said your brother was a gracious Buckeye fan after the annual matchup. Regardless of which way the game went, your brother was a gracious Buckeye fan. Dre Ellerby says, if Grant gets the TD, they would have said his arm was going forward. That's possible, but I just wanted Grant to go down. Okay, don't give the ball back to the other team. Okay, that was a Leon Lett Dallas Cowboys Miami Dolphins play. That's what that was. All right. Abdul Gaines says Lincoln Riley's play calling down the stretch was integral in the outcome of this game. I saw a one-dimensional offensive home team. See, Abdul, this is what I miss. I miss this cynicism and this sarcasm and this hating. This is what I miss. But I appreciate you coming over here and hating on our team. I'll read it again because you made me start laughing. Lincoln Riley's play calling down the stretch was integral in the outcome of this game. I saw a one-dimensional offensive home team today, and that won't get it done against the upper tier Big Ten teams. Well, Abdul, here's the thing. Of the predicted losses, and we're going to look at the schedule before I wrap up, of the predicted losses for this season, this was one of the potential losses, okay? And Michigan survived this one. I agree. This might not be enough. Based upon what we saw today, this might not be enough to win the Big Ten and get a college football playoff berth. But I think the pieces are there to start to put together some semblance of a competent offense. Just build around Khalil Mullings, keep the ball safe, and get Alex Orji comfortable back there, taking some shots downfield, but also using all of his skill sets. One of the problems is this was his first start. And based upon what we saw today, maybe Alex Orji should have been starting from day one. Okay? I know a lot. You know what? I was enamored with Davis Warren's arm at the spring game. So I'm part of that guilty party. I still thought Orji was going to start. But based upon what we saw today, maybe he should have been getting all the snaps from day one. Okay. And Alex Orji may have saved Sharon's job and Kirk Campbell's job. So I don't know what they saw, but in my mind, this is the guy going forward. Stick with this guy. Keep hand to Mullings the majority of the time. Spread Donovan out. Get him involved in the offense that way. All right? Okay. I'm going to read some more of your comments. Then I'll go over some of the stats and then the schedule, and then I will wrap up. Let's see. Abdul Gaines says, and Abdul, I appreciate the participation. He says, Lincoln Riley's play calling down the stretch. Okay, I already read that one. Dre says, I think Will got a concussion or neck. He tried to make a tackle after the pick six. Yeah, when he went into the tunnel, he wasn't limping or anything. He didn't need any assistance. He just trotted up there. I heard his family went with him, but that's another thing, Snowman, we survived without Will Johnson. So, but his major contribution was that pick six. And hey, for all of you Jair Hill critics out there, Jair Hill was making plays as well. So Will going out, sometimes when you lose a key piece, it forces the other guys to step up. I thought Jair Hill played well down the stretch of the game. All right, let's see. AB Media, we have someone from the Black Manosphere and a political pundit here. AB Media, thank you for stopping through. Please leave a like if you haven't. Dre's giving the prayer sign there. Oh, this is to you, Abdul, for Raheem. And he says, thank you, Kenneth Joyce. And yeah, Jair Hill showed up. Johnny Olden was not a fan of Jair Hill. A lot of people have not been a fan of Jair Hill, but I think he showed up today, especially when Will Johnson went out. Abdul Gaines says, Orgy or Warren? You know, Abdul, you may be right. But I think Davis Warren got a few turnovers in the Texas game. So if Orgy plays, maybe that goes a little bit differently if Orgy plays. Okay, I mean, the defense still had to shut down Quinn Ewers in that offense, but maybe it goes a little bit different if we at least protect the ball and run the ball with some competency. Kenneth Joyce says, no concussion. They wouldn't let him run if he did. Okay. And Abdul, I appreciate the hating. Keep the hating coming. All right. So very, very quickly, we're gonna go over this. Hopefully there are no hiccups with this ESPN site because it's a busy site. So we'll go over this quickly. Please smash that like button if you haven't. What did you guys think about today's game? Let me know there in the chat. Okay, let me know what you guys thought about today's game. All right, so Michigan won 27-24. Michigan got production all throughout. That score would have been 28 instead of 27 if one of the extra points was not blocked. Okay, USC scored a field goal in that second quarter. They scored 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, and both teams scored a touchdown in that final stanza. All right, there's a picture of Khalil Mullings. To me, that's the MVP of the game right there. Let's take a look at, I like the statistics. I think the statistics tell the story. Let's take a look at the box score. Okay. All right. So, okay. Passing. This gets to Abdul's point here. Okay. So teams saw, let me get this ESPN screen out of here so it doesn't freeze me up. Okay, so teams saw, and they're going to see, at least until Colston Loveland comes back, that our strength is running with Khalil Mullings. Okay. So with that being said, with teams going forward likely to load the box, we're going to need some more passing yards than this. Okay. I think the positive thing is that Alex did not turn the ball over the way Davis Warren did. But today, Alex went 7 for 12 for 32 yards. Okay. No touchdown passes, but also no interceptions either. Okay. And that's in part what led to this victory. Okay. Let's see. Miller Moss, he had a good game. I think the problem there, if you look at those statistics, is Well, no, they did get 100 yards from Woody Marks, but he threw the ball a lot. He went 28 for 51 for 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. That was the Will Johnson pick 6. Now, Alex went 7 for 12 for 32 yards. Okay. Khalil Mullings carried the ball 17 times for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he had that big, long 63-yard run. Donovan carried the ball 14 times for 74 yards. So even though Donovan turned the ball over, he still gave us good production on the ground. Okay. But at some point, someone's going to force the Wolverines to go vertical. All right. And the question is, will Alex be able to go vertical? Okay. Let's see. Marlon Klein. There were quite a few balls that went Marlon Klein's way. Okay. I don't know. I think on at least one of those balls, Alex should have thrown the ball out in front so Marlon Klein wasn't competing with the defensive back or the linebacker for that completion. But quite a few balls went Marlon Klein's way. I don't know if it would have been different if Colston Loveland had played, but Alex was looking for the tight ends. Okay, so Marlon Klein caught 1 ball for 10 yards. Donovan Edwards caught 1 ball for 9 yards. Samaj Morgan caught 3 for 6 yards. Frederick Moore caught 1 for 5 yards. Khalil Mullings caught 1 for 2 yards. So in terms of a passing game, those numbers are paltry. Okay. And as Abdul Gaines said in his hating, that won't get it done against the top tier opponents that we have left. But if we're running the ball like that, then, well, Michigan needs to stick with its identity. We're a running team, and they need to build a passing game around that. Kenneth Joyce says, ugly win, but it's a win. We have a tough team. Kenneth Joyce, do you want to hear that drop? I have that lined up. We have a tough team in my Ryan Day voice. Since you conjured him up, Kenneth Joyce, let me give you all Ryan Day.
This is a tough team right here. We're proud to be from Ohio, and it's always been Ohio against the world, and it'll continue to be Ohio against the world. But I'll tell you what, I love those kids, and we got a tough team.
We have a tough team too. All right, let me go back to the statistics really, really quickly, and then I'll sprint through the schedule, and then I will wrap my stream up. You guys keep letting me know what you think there in the chat. It was a good game. It could have slipped away. I was happy to get the win, but it could have gone either way. Keep letting me know what you guys think there in the chat. Okay, the defense also, I'd say, gets a game ball for this particular contest. Fumbles, Donovan fumbled once, Kenneth Grant fumbled once, and they lost both of them. So Michigan had 2 turnovers there, which could have cost us the game. Jair Hill, he showed up. 4 solo tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Mason Graham sacked I can't think of the guy's name. Miller Moss. It was at the tip of my tongue. Okay. Mason Graham got a sack on Miller Moss. Josiah Stewart sacked him twice. Kenneth Grant sacked him once. Okay, so we were getting good pressure on Miller Moss, and even when the guys didn't get there to sack him, they were hurrying him, and we were forcing bad throws. They were forcing bad throws by Miller Moss. So the defense, and Will Johnson got the pick 6. So the defense did really well today. Let's see. Our field goal kicker did not. Will Johnson got the 1 interception. That was his pick 6. Let's see. Our field goal kicker, Dominic Zavada, he didn't have to kick any field goals, just extra points, and he got the 1 blocked. I'm going to take a look at the team stats here. First downs. So Michigan, most of them were on the ground, but Michigan was able to generate first downs this week. So the offense was able to move to some degree, albeit on the ground. And the question going forward is, what will they be able to do through the air when they are forced to do so. So Michigan gained 12 first downs. They went 4 for 15 on third down, and they were 4 for 4 on fourth down. Those were on the ground for the most part. Michigan generated 322 total yards versus USC's 379 total yards. Again, okay, here's the big discrepancy here. In terms of passing, USC generated 283 total yards. Michigan generated 32. Okay, teams are going to try to exploit that as we go on. Alex Orji was 7 for 12. Miller Moss was 28 for 52. Miller Moss threw one pick. This is where things evened out. Michigan generated 290 total rushing yards, and USC generated 96. Okay. There were a number of penalties there there were a number of penalties there by USC that cost them. There were a number of false starts there that helped us out. Michigan had 3 for 25. USC won the time of possession, but it was for the most part even. USC held the ball for 30 minutes and 42 seconds. Michigan held the ball for 29 minutes and 18 seconds. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any more thoughts on today's game? I'm going to go over the schedule, and then I'm going to wrap it up and get out of here for a little bit. So the schedule. Yeah, I think this is what Michigan has. This is their strength this season. They have to get the RPO going. Shout out to Coach Antoine. They need to get the RPO going. You have your bell cow. You have your all-purpose back. I don't know how long Colston Loveland will be out, but these are the pieces here. Okay? These are the pieces. All right, so Michigan won today. 27-24. Next up is Minnesota. Minnesota is coming to Ann Arbor next week. That will probably be a 12 noon kickoff. Probably. It's not, the time is not here. The week after that, Michigan goes out to Seattle to play the Huskies, the Washington Huskies. Michigan goes to Illinois on October 19th. They host Sparty on October 26th. They host the Oregon Ducks on November 2nd. Michigan goes out to Bloomington to play Indiana on November 9th. Michigan hosts Northwestern Snowman. That's your team if you're still there, on November 23rd. And then Michigan goes back down to the Snake Pit on November 30th. All right, I think I have one more comment here from Abdul Gaines, and then I'm going to bring this to a close. Abdul Gaines, let me get rid of this pop-up. Abdul Gaines says, there's a difference between being a running team and a team that running is all they can do. Okay, touche. Tisk, Abdul Gaines. All right, everybody. Those are my thoughts on the game. It was a good win. It wasn't a pretty win, but I think the pieces are there for something positive going forward. I think Alex is the guy. Perhaps Alex should have been, no, not perhaps. Alex should have been starting from day one. He doesn't have, we haven't seen, he has the strength, but the accuracy and the touch on the ball, I think that's what we need to see from him when teams load the box and when teams try to take away Khalil Mullings and Donovan Edwards. But the pieces are there right now, and Sharon and his coaching staff need to stick with Khalil Mullings and get Alex Orji comfortable back there in the pocket. So let's see what they do going forward. All right, everyone, I have to run. So thank you to those of you who came and hung out. Dre, Snowman, Abdul, Kenneth Joyce, AB Media stopped through briefly. So with that, everyone, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to leave a super thanks or a Cash App or a PayPal, that's in the, well, it will be in the description box. And you can leave a super thanks if you'd like. And with that, I'm going to leave links to my newsletter and my book project in the description box. But with that, hey, go blue. Kenneth Joyce says, honestly, I think we would have gotten killed if he played in the Texas game. If Alex had played. You know what? Since Abdul mentioned the Texas game, and since you just mentioned the Texas game, let me see how Davis Warren did in the Texas game, just so we can kind of compare a little bit. And hey, we will never know how Alex would have done against Texas. I mean, they are the number one team in the country, but I think the turnovers are huge because Davis Warren has been turning over the ball, and I think, yeah. So let me project this for you guys. I mean, we would have had a hard, it's hard to say because if we're running the ball and we're not turning it over, possessions are taken away from Quinn Ewers and that offense. Okay, this is the wrong projection. Yeah, so we'll never know for sure at this point. But if you're running the ball and you're not turning it over, then that at least has to take some possessions away from Quinn Ewers and that offense. And it probably keeps them on the sidelines for a little bit longer. Okay, so I don't know that we would have gotten killed against Texas with Alex in there, especially if Alex had already had a game under his belt. Okay, so in that game, Davis Warren turned the ball over twice. Okay, I don't think Alex Orji turns the ball over twice against Texas. That's just me. That's just me. All right, everyone. I'm going to wrap this up. I will talk to you next time. Yeah, look for a pregame show early in the week. And I'm sure Johnny's going to go live tomorrow, so I'll be looking out for that. Kenneth Joyce says, let's see, the Texas defense was run better. Texas's defense was run better than USC's. Okay, but you know what? I don't remember that Texas defense. I don't remember them getting a lot. Well, you know what? Let's take a look and see how many sacks they got on Davis Warren. Kenneth Joyce, you're prolonging my live stream. Let's see. Now I'm curious. So Google did not capture all the defensive statistics. So let's go over to ESPN. You're prolonging my stream, Kenneth Joyce, but I appreciate it. Let's see. Texas versus Michigan 2024. ESPN. All right. ESPN captures all the stats. Okay, that's the write-up. Hold on, Kenneth Joyce. You prolonged this. All right, team stats. Let's see. Defense, rushing, turnovers, box score. Okay, how many? Okay, so Texas, that entire game, Davis Warren threw 2 picks against Texas. Texas only sacked him once. Okay, so they didn't have a Davis Warren wasn't really seeing that threatening of a pass rush against Texas. So that means Alex Orji wouldn't have seen that either. So I don't know. I just think that It may have gone a little bit differently if Alex was the starter, but we'll never know at this point. All right, everyone. Hold'em MM2, thank you for stopping through. Everybody, please smash that like button. He says, let's go blue. He says, my family was screaming when Mullings had the big play. Yep. All right, everyone. I already gave my parting words. So go blue. As always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Always try to do your best. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Good win, Wolverines and coaching staff. I hope you build off this and you scheme properly. And I hope you build off of what was done well today. Holden says, CYA, man. I think that means cover your... you're the best. I appreciate that. All right, everybody. I will talk to you again soon. Have a good night, and go blue.